interesting, but we are here. We are here for the TNA Impact review. I know a lot of people don't watch TNA Impact, but nevertheless, I do want to talk about the main shows, and TNA Impact I still consider a main show. We did have Myers and Nick Nemeth for the main event. So let's review. Let's review. I want to say the system, they did get a lot of airtime. The system did get a lot of airtime. So we did see them a lot. The system, they kind of dominated the show. I haven't used my tablet in a while. But, okay. Make sure I wrote all that. Oh, I'm sorry. Was it someone you talked to sometimes? And who was it? We did have Mike Santana defeat Casey Navarro. He is someone that I've been following for a while now. No, okay. You didn't say. Oh, okay. Am I familiar with this person? Oh, okay. Oh, good. I think last time we were on 2006. I'm good, Anthony. I hope all is well. But sorry to hear that. Maybe you can message them to see what happened. Casey Navarro is someone that is new to the TNA Impact roster. There's nothing wrong with that, him being new to the roster. I'm just saying he's new, so it's not a surprise that he's losing these matches. What I will say is this is a good brand for Casey. We do see Santana, they are trying to push him. So I'm not surprised that he is getting this win. But nevertheless, both men got to shine. But I will say Casey is a rising X Division champion. I could see that. I could see that happening. Him being a X Division champion. He does have that heel persona. A lot of people, of course, are going to talk about his weight and his size and how he's not believable. But as a world champion, but I do feel like he could be a X Division. He could be the face of that company. That's why I did say that TNA Impact is a good company for him, because I don't know if WWE would even let him do as much. I do miss the days when NXT had the cruiserweights, but or WWE and all, but good he's in TNA. But Mike, I mean, what do we have to say about him? It's kind of like they're trying to push him. I'm trying to add these tests. It's kind of like they're trying to push Mike and Joe Hendry at the same time. I kind of feel like Mike's push is not as huge as Joe Hendry, of course, but it is a push that is going on the background. So that being said, what do we think of the push? What do we think of the push? Do we think that the push is going to be actually decent, that he's actually going to get a belt, main championship belt, such as the world championship, or do we think he's just always going to have these victorious moments, good moments, the fans cheer for him, but it doesn't go anywhere? Just a question I'm asking, just a question. Oh, you don't have access, so you didn't even get to watch the show? And you used to have access, you were saying? Who did you used to have? Sorry, give me 1 second. 1 second. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. And oh, okay. Is this a horror YouTuber that is known? But before we get to the next match, let me get my tablet with my notes. Of course, it's hitting. I was going to turn on some music. We did have Trey Miguel and Zachary and Alan Angels and Jake. We can just call them the Rascals, right? Mm, I will say with them, they did win Trey and Zachary. They are a tag team that is almost, per se, you can say now, the face of that company if you think TNA in tag team. I can say at this point they kind of earned that title. Um, and why I say that is you can't get that title easily. You can't get that title easily. Yeah, you can be on the roster for a while, but it doesn't mean that you will earn that title. They have been on the roster for a couple years now. I do know Zachary did leave for a moment, but he's back, and they are one of the staples of that tag team division. So wonder what's next for them. Wonder what is next for them. But good that they got a win. Give me 1 second. Mm, mm, okay. Oh, hey Killshot, did you watch TNA Impact? I don't know if you watched TNA Impact Wrestling or wrestling at all, but hey Killshot, how are you doing? Oh, okay, Anthony. So did you at least ask her why she did that? Do you have a way to contact her then? I don't even know if she's popular. Would she even respond to you? Or is this someone you know in real life? Um, okay, now I am done. Let me play my music. I want to play some music while we talk about this. Oh, okay. So yeah, I do know that comes right on after. I did see the Kenny Omega promo. How he wants to come back. He's back home. He just so happens to be in town. So yeah, I record that too. I don't really do reviews about that. I don't really even talk about it. But now that I know that you watch it, maybe I will post some gossip about New Japan Wrestling since I like to gossip wrestling, or maybe do a review about them once in a while. But okay. I am glad to see we have someone that watches New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm not going to lie, I don't watch it on a weekly basis, but I have Sling, so I record it. I record mostly all the shows, but some shows I do watch live, but maybe on the weekend I do watch it. Sometimes a week later, sometimes 2 weeks later, or sometimes like now where I'll catch some of it live and then later on I'll watch it. Hmm. Okay, but Trey Miguel, I would say he was the longest tenure Rascal member that was on the TNA Impact roster. So I feel like he should be the one that gets the mega push. Not saying that Zachary shouldn't get it, but I feel like Trey Miguel, he's been holding TNA. He's been really loyal to TNA. I do know he was an X Division champion, but maybe we can see Trey Miguel world champion. Maybe we can see Zachary world champion. I do like TNA Impact because they do give us. Sorry about that. I do like that TNA because they give us opportunities for us to see different people, different weight class be the face of the division. It's not like an AEW, TNA, I'm sorry, AEW and WWE where usually they want someone bigger size or the standard wrestler look. With TNA, we get all kind of world champions, all kind of different faces of the company. So maybe the Rascals like the win, but can we see something more of them? I mean, if they like doing this, of course, but I do would think that both men don't know them personally like that, but I would assume that they would want their own legacy as well without just being part of a tag team. So we shall see. Jake Christ has been one that has been catching my attention for a while. Um, do want to note that. And Killshot Mike, did you watch TNA if you're here? I don't know what's going on with this thing. And Anthony, okay, I hope things work out. We had Josh Alexander, Judas, Travis Williams versus Eric Young, Steve Macklin, and Jonathan Gresham. I do get a little tired of people saying that Jonathan is the husband of Jordan Grace. Is a little disrespectful to him. I'd be seeing that on X sometimes, but good match. Josh, Judas, and Travis did win. I do want to say Josh Alexander. What are they doing with him? I'm glad he's in these matches and getting airtime, but he's a solo star. I don't think he's injured or at all, but maybe we can see him get some solo gold soon. Mm. Yeah, we did see something with Frankie backstage. We did see him backstage. We did see Macklin backstage with Santino to request, of course, a match or something. That's all they do with him. But he does want Alexander. He does want Alexander. So will we have Steve and Alexander? Who knows? Who knows? But do you think that HA2 is going to? Yeah, I would say that. I will say. I'm trying to get examples of people that are getting pushed that Vince McMahon wouldn't. I mean, I would say he's giving some people opportunities. I can't say there's some people he's not giving, such as the Hurt Business. That's why they left. But he's giving some people opportunities. Like a Chelsea Green, I don't think she would ever have gotten this much TV time if Vince McMahon was there, to be honest. Who else? Um, Oh, what's their name? DIY. I think isn't that someone from NXT, his NXT group that he kind of liked when he was running NXT. So on DIY, I think he's giving them airtime. Jade, I know he's pushing her. I know he has a lot to do with her push. So her getting all this shine, I don't think Vince McMahon would have done this much with Jade, such as the entrance and all that. Uh, the Young Bucks, no, not the Young Bucks, the Motor City Machine Guns, they just came. I don't know if Vince McMahon is too keen on indie wrestlers or TNA Impact originals or who people are known for TNA. I don't know if he would want them to get so much opportunities like winning the Tag Team Championship so early on. So there are instances where he's giving them opportunities. But there's also instances like the Hurt Business or the Street Profits where some people are on the sideline. But I do think he is doing the best he can with his role. Like, how long has he been doing this now? 2 years now? We did have Jada Stone and Rosemary. Rosemary has been on a kind of streak. We have been seeing her do get a lot of wins. So Rosemary defeating Jada Stone, good for Rosemary. Is this going to be gold? Is this going to be gold? The systems did get some new jewelry rings, basically showing their loyalty to each other. We all saw them get a lot of camera time today, but I am starting to like the system as being the heel, I guess, faction of TNA. They are the heel faction of TNA, so I do like the systems. on the system. We did have main event Nick Nemeth versus Brian Myers. I am happy that both men are getting time to shine. I feel like if they were still in WWE, I don't know if they would be getting main events like this. I don't know if Dolph Ziggler would be getting a main event spot like this. I don't know if Brian Myers would begin a main event spot like this. So that being said, I'm glad both men were able to main event. Who cares how many people are watching live? It is still the main event. So Nick Nemeth is our champion right now um, versus Brian Myers. We have seen Brian do a lot of awesome things recently. Wasn't he even the one who speared, did that spear at Slammiversary? So Brian has been having a lot of moments. I would say the Hurricane Helms. He's someone that actually got me watching. So I would say Hurricane Helms for male. And then female. Because I grew up with her, I would have to say, oh, it's so generic. I can't say female because this one token I'll say Mercedes Monet because I like her and she's the best to me currently and for a couple years now I loved her. But then I want to say Trish Stratus. I grew up with her and still follow her career and she still got it to this day. So I can't decide on the females. It would be either or. But Hurricane Helms for sure for the male is the GOAT. He is the one that made me watch wrestling. Oh, okay. So we're in the same boat. Okay, with Trish. I did meet her in person. What, 3 years ago, and the TV does not do her any justice. She's very, just pretty. I would almost say like Barbie. Almost. It's just like, oh my goodness, she's just pretty. I would say the same with Tori Wilson. I did run into her at a WrestleCon this year. Totally, I ran into her by accident. She was there doing signings and things, but she was also walking around. So I was walking, and she walked past me, and then we kind of did look at each other because clearly we were passing each other, but we even stood next to each other, and I looked at her, and I'm like, "Oh my God, is that Tori Wilson?" And she is very beautiful too in person, Tori Wilson. I was stunned just to see how pretty she was. So Tori Wilson and Trish Stratus, seeing both of them in person, face to face, the cameras do not do them any justice. If you think they're pretty on TV, like just imagine how pretty they are in person. It's just like, oh my gosh. And then remembering them all them years, like SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, SmackDown versus Raw, where they were on the TV screen when you would play the game. This was like what, 15 years ago, Day of Reckoning. Um, when they were actually still on the roster, what was that? What, 2005, 2004 when they were still active? So that was at least 20 years ago. To see them still have that look, that just shows they must have been bombshells back in the day. Because if they look like that years later, I can't imagine what they looked like back then. According to me, none can match Trish or. Oh yeah, yeah, I do like her. You should meet her when she goes do these tours. I know she does it with Lita sometimes, or she does sign-ins. So you should meet her if you haven't met her. But Nick Nemeth did defeat Brian Myers. We did have Joe Hendry. He was there on commentary. Joe Hendry was on commentary. But TNA out of 10 stars, I would say it was an 8.2. Glad they're not really doing the NXT thing. NXT I did watch. I did want Kalina to get her title back. So NXT was good as well. I'm glad they're not doing too much crossover because we can still have their individual product. Like NXT, I know I've been complaining because they had all this other stuff going on, such as Sexy Red, TNA main roster people keep showing up. But now when you actually just have the NXT product, where it's just about the NXT current stars, that's really refreshing to watch. So that was a good show on Tuesday, but we didn't see a lot of crossovers this time. So Thursday as well, it didn't seem like NXT 2.0. It felt like, okay, this is TNA Impact. This is what TNA is about. This is their brand. We got to focus on Jordan Grace and Mesha. Uh, oh, I don't know if I'm mispronouncing. I apologize, boo. I know you're the champion, but I don't know. I am mispronouncing. I can already tell. But we had Jordan Grace. That is a good feud. 2 TNA knockouts. She wants her championship match. Speaking of the system, we will have Will They Get Gold, since she is challenging for that knockouts championship next week. Oh gosh, what's that lady's name? Oh, that ain't good. The lady that says I have something to say. Ugh, what's her name? I'll just oh shoot, my notes. Let me look at something Savage. No, that's the TNA knockout. Masha Savage. What is that? TNA Systems. What is this girl's name from the system? The system. Oh, Alicia Edwards. Okay, I knew as soon as I would see it, I would remember it. Yes, so we have Alicia will be challenging for that championship belt next week. So this was a good TNA. Again, good NXT as well. I did enjoy that as well. So good wrestling, good wrestling. Will I say TNA Impact? If they will ever come back to what they used to be, because a lot of people like to compare them to the heydays. Not necessarily, and that's not always a bad thing. That's not always a bad thing, and just because they're not where they used to be doesn't mean anything. They can try to build back to a decent fan base, even if they went back to 400,000 views, even if TNA went back to 380,000, even if they went to 500,000, that would still be a huge significant increase. So I do hope they keep on slowly rising. So even if they get 300,000 viewers, that would be a huge increase, because I think they were saying they were getting like 120,000 the most. So 300,000 is like an increase, 400,000. So TNA slowly coming back. I think the comeback is going to be slow, but I do believe there is a comeback. But we shall see. I liked tonight's episode. I hope you guys liked tonight's episode. I am going to get off. This is Marquelworld, all things pro wrestling in my life. I post at least 3 times a week, and I do go live at least once here on YouTube and at least once on my Facebook group, Pro Wrestling T. That's a Facebook group, and I go live once there as well a week, usually on the weekend, just to give a recap and gossip about what happened. But on the shows, of course, and sometimes wrestling gossip. But see you guys. Thank you for those that commented. Those that are watching the replay, hello, hello, hello. Marquelworld, Mar, how are you? I do post at least 3 times a week on YouTube and TikTok. So on the weekend, I try to do at least one video for both platforms, where it's just an exclusive video for just TikTok, for just YouTube. But I post on both platforms at least 3 times a week, pro wrestling news. So sub if you haven't. Remain safe. Life update. Today was a rainy day. It was a rainy day. Let's talk about just today. It was a rainy day. It was a little dark. I hope you guys are adjusting to this. Didn't we go an hour back? I hope you guys are adjusting to this daylight saving stuff, because it is the dark. It is unmotivating to get up anymore. So I hope you guys are adjusting. It's taking me a little while to get up again. And just, oh my goodness, what is going on? But I do think it is this. But Markel's World, all things professional wrestling in my life. See you guys on the next video. Peace.